The Beyond the Fame podcast is sponsored by the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Upcoming featured entertainment includes Skillet on March 14th and Jonathan Van Ness on March 21st. Details and tickets at HollywoodCasinoCharlestown.com. Must be 21 to enter the casino floor and attend a show. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And this month's programming is also brought to you by Signature Theater, presenting Safety Not Guaranteed. Get ready to go back in time with this indie rock musical adventure. If you could go back and change your story, would you? The show runs March 3rd through April 12th. Buy tickets now at sigtheater.org. Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Oscar week is upon us, so it's time for a special 10th anniversary flashback to my first trip to cover the Academy Awards at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood as a live backstage contributor for CBS News Radio. Each day this week, you'll hear the audio I recorded in the press room as the winners took the podium holding their Oscars. Continuing today with both supporting acting categories. Here's what Mark Rylance said backstage after winning Best Supporting Actor in Steven Spielberg's Bridge of Spies, upsetting Golden Globe winner Sylvester Stallone, who played an aging Rocky Balboa in Creed.
I don't know where I'll put it yet. I don't feel I don't know. I find people come up and say things, about competing as actors, and I know that it's necessary to make a show out of it, but those actors are so good, I would be happy just to be. I feel like more I'm a spokesman when you win than something that's better than the other nominees. And I know that there are so many wonderful nominees just outside the five of us, Idris Elba and Paul Dano and all kinds of actors too, so I don't take it too seriously. No, but Mark Ruffalo told me on the red carpet that had happened to him at the BAFTAs, that whoever was giving the award had slowed down after the R, and a number of people on his team, as people call it, had looked round to congratulate him, and then the dreadful Y, Lance, had come forward and crushed his dreams. That was the same film, Empire of the Sun, and he offered me a small part. I think it must have been 1986, and I turned that down, and then he came back and offered me a better part, and I accepted it, but then a theater director who I very much had wanted to work with for a number of years, also offered me a part, and Stephen very nicely said I could step away from the film if I wanted to, but I had to tell him in 4 hours. And I did decide after those 4 hours to step away and do the season of plays. And though the season of plays didn't go that well, I met my wife on the first day, and now I've been able to work with Stephen again, so it turned out to be an all right call. It's very exciting, and you feel very grand being, driven from a small theater in Brooklyn in a black car to an airport and then flown in one of these incredible, very powerful jets with big windows that you can look out and see Chicago in the distance where I used to live, Lake Michigan, and it's just a very trippy experience, and arrive here and have so many people you don't know come up and say very nice things to you. Yeah, I recommend it. I always think about what I'm going to say. I choose 2 or 3 options. I had to open Sam Wanamaker's Globe Theatre once, and there were 7 opening nights, and I had to make a lot of speeches, and I found that if you over-prepare a speech, it's like an over-prepared acting performance. It's best to have a few different options and a few different endings and beginnings. No, I make it up partly, but I know the general things I want to say. I know I wanted to praise Stephen, and I wanted to praise my fellow nominees, and supporting actors generally, because I really enjoy the work of supporting actors when I go to the cinema. And then there were other things I could have said, but I didn't quite get there. No, I actually said something. Yeah, now I'm remembering. No, so I think it's best to try and be spontaneous with preparation. I think African American actors are in a stronger position now, thanks a lot to what Chris Rock has done tonight and what the activists who've been raising the issue around this award ceremony have said. And I think also there's a big issue for women, for actresses, and the lack of that's been as big an issue for me in these months coming up to this. The revelations about just how dominated this major storytelling form of our culture is by men. I know it's true in the Shakespeare work where I work that the parts there aren't the kinglier parts for the great actresses, and so I hope that this awareness that's been raised very humorously by Chris tonight and angrily by other people, understandably, I hope that's going to create a lot more diversity. It's, of course, not just for the performers. It's a matter of audiences taking this on. It's a matter of audiences not just going out for the thrill or the safe bet, but taking a bet on more unusual films and more unusual plays that tell stories about issues or people who are in the minority in society. Wouldn't you think? Yeah. So I hope that this will do a little bit more to change the story and diversify the stories that we listen to and watch. We shot on the Gleinecke Bridge in Berlin, which is where the actual exchange took place. And it was incredibly cold, and we had to wear all kinds of things in our shoes and in our gloves. And then Chancellor Merkel came along about 2 a.m. with no hat, no scarf, no gloves, and stayed for about 45 minutes, talking with everyone, talking to the, looking at the camera and everything. She was a little disappointed I didn't speak Russian. She saw through me right away. But that was very remarkable to make a film of an event that had actually taken place in that space. And that's one of the pleasures of working with someone like Spielberg. I've been very lucky and always had very interesting work come my way and generated interesting work myself. So we'll see. It's just nice to be celebrated, isn't it? Very nice to be celebrated. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Alicia Vikander capped a phenomenal award season with nominations for 2 different movies. First earning a Golden Globe nomination for Ex Machina, then winning the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in The Danish Girl. Here's what she said backstage.
I'm trying to remember anything that just happened in the last 5 minutes. I had my mom next to me, which was just, I used to every night, this night every year, I woke up, I set the alarm clock at 2 a.m. to watch this, to celebrate on a distance film and people behind film. So to have my mom's hand and to experience being just here in this room has been pretty cool. I'm gonna take it in English, I guess. I mean, personally, like I said, I've just looked up to, this is a celebration of film and the people behind it. So I'm just really honored that I was invited to be part of this thing tonight, and to get this is just, beyond anything I would ever imagine. I never thought from back home that I would do films in English. I didn't know that you could as a foreign actress, really. I don't know, I think if I can continue to work, that would be great. I hope I'm going to get the chance to go outside and have a glass of wine and meet up with my family and my entire crew that is here, and my friends. So I even have a short dress in front so I can bounce and dance in it. So that's what I'm going to do. I think it's most of all it's supposed to be fun. I'm very much. I wear my jeans and, I don't know, like a black Scandi chick normally. So I had been to 2 weddings in my life before I wore one of those red carpets. That was the only time where you got the chance to wear dresses like this. And it's just incredible to wear something that is like a piece of art. I don't know how many hours it took to make this dress. So it's fun. I like to, it's almost like you get to get the chance to act your different size of your personality and bring that out in your clothes, which is fun. I came on this film only 2 years ago, and I know that this was not an easy film to get made, and it's been almost 15 years that one of our producers, Gail, have worked on it, and to see kind of the cultural change with just me over the years since I actually finished the film, with Caitlyn Jenner coming out, and with Transparent and Tangerine, it's like a social a change, and I just wish that in the same way that this film has been so educational for me and with so many people that I've got to meet in preparation for it, I hope that it can open up an even wider conversation with if our film can be part of that discussion. Thank you. I thought he was great. I just admired him, I admire him as a big comedian, and I'm so happy that he came in tonight and just, brought up both a lot of laughs and brought a lot of, reality issues in the same way, and I'm very happy that he's our host tonight. I don't know, I actually on stage said to my parents who were there and who has always told me, like, you can actually do it, and it's been so many doubts, and they're still there, and I guess apparently a lot of things can be possible, things that I would never, ever, ever have believed in, and that's only because I've had some incredible women supporting me, so that's probably what I wanted to say to some young girls, just keep on doing it, I guess. Thank you.
This weekend, Best Supporting Actor nominees include Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another, Sean Penn in One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo in Sinners, and Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value. This weekend's Best Supporting Actress nominees include Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value, Inga Ibsdottir Liljeus for Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan in Weapons, Wunmi Mosaku in Sinners, and Teyana Taylor in One Battle After Another. Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.